Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today we will see how to deploy new application to AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So let's begin the video. So first we will see what is Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. So AWS Elastic Beanstalk is an AWS managed service for web applications. Elastic Beanstalk is a pre-configured EC2 server that can directly take up your application code and environment configurations and use it to automatically provision and deploy the required resources within AWS to run the web application. Unlike EC2, which is infrastructure as a service, AWS Elastic Beanstalk is a platform as a service as it allows users to directly use a pre-configured server for their application. Of course, you can deploy application without ever having to use Elastic Beanstalk, but that would mean having to choose the appropriate service from the vast array of services offered by AWS manually, provisioning these AWS resources and stitching them up together to form a complete web application. Let's take an example to go deep into AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So we'll start with an example. So AWS Elastic Beanstalk is like a magic box for your web applications on the internet. Imagine you have a cool website or app that you want to see. Now, normally you would need to set up a bunch of things on the internet to make it work, like a server, which is like a computer that runs your app, databases, VPC, security groups, and other stuff. But AWS Elastic Beanstalk is like a helpful friend. You just give it your website's code and tell it how you want things to run, and it takes care of all the complicated stuff for you. It's like having a pre-made server that's already known what to do with your website. With AWS Elastic Beanstalk, you don't have to worry about figuring out which server to use or how to set it up. It's like having a magic box that you just throw your website code into, and your website is up and running on the internet. So we'll see the features of AWS Elastic Beanstalk. The first is ease of use. Elastic Beanstalk abstracts away the complexity of infrastructure management. Developers can focus on writing code without worrying about the underlying infrastructure details. Second is a rapid application deployment. Developers can easily deploy application with just a few clicks or through command line tools. Third is multi-language support. Elastic Beanstalk supports multiple programming languages including Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Go, and Docker. The fourth one is manage environment. Elastic Beanstalk automatically handles the deployment of application components like web servers, databases, and load balancers, etc. Fifth is automatic scaling. So Elastic Beanstalk can automatically scale your application based on traffic and demand. Now we'll see how AWS Elastic Beanstalk works. So you can construct an application using AWS Elastic Beanstalk, upload an application version in the form of an application code bundle, and then provide some information about the program. The AWS resources required to run your code are automatically created and configured by AWS Elastic Beanstalk. You can manage your environment and roll out new application versions once your environment has launched. The workflow of Elastic Beanstalk is shown in the diagram below. You can see the diagram. Now we'll see AWS Elastic Beanstalk pricing. So AWS Elastic Beanstalk itself is a free service and there are no separate charges for using it. The pricing for AWS Elastic Beanstalk is based on the underlying AWS resources used to run your application as a platform as a service offering. There is no additional charge for using Elastic Beanstalk itself. Instead, you pay for the AWS resources such as Amazon EC2 instances, Amazon RDS database instances, and Amazon S3 storage that your application consumes. The pricing factors include Amazon EC2 instances. The cost of EC2 instances is determined by the instance type, size, and store duration of usage. Second is Amazon RDS instances. If your application uses an Amazon RDS database, you will incur charges based on the RDS instance type and storage. Third is Amazon S3 storage. The storage cost is calculated based on the amount of data stored in Amazon S3 buckets. Fourth is data transfer. If your application serves content to end users, data transfer charges may apply based on the amount of outbound data transferred. Fifth is load balancer. If your application uses an elastic load balancer, you will be billed for its usage. Last is other AWS services. Additional AWS services integrated with Elastic Beanstalk may have associated costs such as Amazon CloudWatch for monitoring. Now we'll see AWS Elastic Beanstalk supported platforms. So AWS Elastic Beanstalk provides a number of platforms on which we may develop our apps, deploy our code, and it manages the entire supporting architecture and computational resources for code execution. Following are the platform for programming languages provided by AWS Elastic Beanstalk. First one is Golang, second is Java language, third is Node.js, fourth is PHP, fifth is Python, sixth is Ruby, seventh is Docker, eighth is Tomcat, and the ninth one is Nginx. So we'll see AWS Elastic Beanstalk components. First one is application. Elastic Beanstalk directly takes in our project code. Second is application environments. User may want their application to run on different environments like dev, UAT, and prod. Third is environment health. AWS runs automatic health checks on all EC2 deployments. Elastic Beanstalk is a managed EC2 service which can be monitored from the AWS console. Fourth is isolated. All environments within a single application are isolated from each other. Fifth is scalability. Using auto scaling within Elastic Beanstalk makes the application dynamically scalable. So thank you everyone for staying in the video and learning about what is AWS Elastic Beanstalk and its application and components. So if you want to implement AWS Elastic Beanstalk, you can connect with us on support@devops.com. Thank you everyone. See you in the next video.